Hey up, it's that old Yorkshire geek here, and apologies to start with, because if my voice sounds a bit peculiar, it's because I'm still recovering from a bug that I picked up. So if my voice goes a bit wonky, that's the reason. But your voice is already wonky, I hear you say. Hey, you're dead funny, you lot. Right, anyway, so we're here to do a review of episode 2 from season 1 of Moon Knight. Summon the Suit, the episode is called. So I've got my Disney Plus queued up, so off we go. Badang. As usual, I've no notes. I wasn't in the mood, I've watched it once before, and I wasn't in the mood to do notes. So anyway, we're having the recap. And basically, you know, Stephen Grant has this meek and mild-mannered gift shop worker, museum gift shop worker, and is getting drawn into this mystery of where he goes when he sleeps. He tries, he ties himself to his bed and all that. I think he's awakening in different places, and like I say, meets Arthur Harrows, Ethan Hawke. Who's the leader of this cult? Anyway, that's Mark Spector in the mirror. There's one of Stephen's other personalities. Mark Spector can turn into Moon Knight. The Egyptian god Khonshu has given him the ability to turn into a superhero, or a what would the word be? What do they call him now? Yeah, one of them. You know, like Batman, like a Dark Knight, except he's in white. Hopefully I won't start a coughing fit. It could happen. I've got a cup of water. If I do, I'll edit it out, so you'll never know. Fingers crossed. Right, so it ended last episode, obviously, where we saw Moon Knight. And there we open on sand. This is the sand that surrounds Stephen Grant's bed. There we go. He wakes up, jumps out of bed. Obviously, he's tied himself up again. Is all this stuff real, or is it all in his imagination? Who knows? I think it's real, but he wants to talk to himself in the mirror to try and get Mark Spector to speak to him through reflections. And vice versa, when we see Mark Spector later on, spoilers, when he takes control, we see Stephen Grant in reflections. So anyway, so he's off to the is it the National Gallery or the British Museum, whatever's in Trafalgar Square, I don't know. I went once when I was a kid, but I can't remember. The Upside Down. These workmen, because obviously in the last episode the toilets got smashed up, didn't they? The fight between the jackal creature and Moon Knight. And there's the security guard. Don't ask me his name. And he tells him they're saying it burst pipes. And then he asks him, has anyone seen the security footage? And they're just about to check it. So Stephen says he should check it with him. We go to this big snazzy wall of screens. It's what you could just say, it's going to melt your brain. It's like Area 51, it's like MI6 bonkers, bruv, yeah? I wonder who his voice coach was for his accent. Anyway, basically what happens, it keeps calling him Scotty for some reason. I don't know. Is Scotty going to be another personality that we're going to see later? I don't know. Anyway, so basically what they see on the screen, well, they don't see the creature on the screen. They just see Stephen running through the museum and then coming out of the toilets after they've all been smashed up. Saying you messed up the loos. Larry, mate, is going to absolutely shoot you. he's trying to explain that this big dog were chasing him. It was Hound of the Baskervilles, was it? It's a Sherlock Holmes reference, obviously. If you don't know that, where have you been for 100 years? But there's these little glitches on the cameras that I think that Stephen notices it. So obviously that's probably when some supernatural creature passed by and caused the camera to glitch out. And that would obviously Mark Spector coming out as the dominant personality on the screen there. So he's in a meeting with his boss, his big boss, not Donna, the Karen boss. This is I'm presuming it's his big boss. And basically he's being sacked. Basically, they're going to suggest he goes to see a therapist, and you'd have thought in the UK, you'd have thought he'd have just said, get your GP to which is your doctor, your GP to arrange a therapist through the NHS. That's what they've done, haven't they? They don't send you to a private one, especially after they've just sacked you. Because you'd have to pay for that. And we pay for our NHS in the UK through taxation, not as we need it. Anyway, so he's asking him, has he got any museum property on him, and he's just got that key. And I said last time I thought it looked like a car key, but it turns out it's a lock-up key, storage locker key. Oh, the cough started. So he's got to give him his name tag, which kind of was his, he used it as his identity, didn't he? Stephen with a V. Right, he's back talking to his human statue friend, who does actually react to him this time. And you get the feeling that Stephen does consider him his friend, because he gives him a hug in a minute. Oh, bad me, I'm burping now. There he goes, he moves. You're sacked. You're rubbish. You're not a good human statue. Right, he's going. He's found the storage place. The fella actually recognises him, even though he's talking, in a confused way. He just says, "Yeah, I recognise you. Come on this way." Even though he's giving like names like Stephen, Grant, and Mark that God knows they've just gone by his. He recognises him. Does this sort of stuff happen when you're in these big storage places? I've never been in one, so do they have lighting that follows you around? It's got sensors that follows you around. Only time I've seen that is at the gym, when you go in the changing rooms, the lights come on. Oh, exams, I'm coughing again. Apparently that QR code works, and it takes you to an online comic, a Moon Knight online comic, apparently. I only know that because New Rockstar said it in one of their videos, so subscribe to them. Yeah, he's found like what would you call it? I don't know. A place where you can sleep and stuff. Didn't think you were allowed to do these in these storage places. Maybe they don't know. He finds a bag that's got loads of money, well, a gun to start with, and lots of money in foreign currencies. There's a gun, a nice shiny gun. There we go, lots of foreign money. There's his American passport. Mark Spector. And there's the scarab. All the bother in the first episode were about, oh, look, it activates. Oh, it's like some magic hovering. It's a bit over the top, isn't it? They could have it just, you know, to be hovering that much. Could have it just pointing in a certain direction, because it says it's a compass, so they could just have it pointing in the same direction. Whatever he moves his hand, it would point in that direction. They have to have it hovering, didn't they? But it's a beetle, I suppose, and beetles can fly, can't they? So, and its wings came out. There's talking to Stephen in his reflection, saying it's he knows he's confused, and saying that you're supposed to be a secret agent or something. It's a bit more complicated than that. And Stephen asks if he's possessed. Are you like a demon? Well, I suppose Khonshu's kind of demonic, isn't he? He acts in a demonic way anyway. I didn't mention it in last episode, because I probably didn't think of it until this episode. But I kind of get like Spawn vibes with Khonshu and Mark Spector and Stephen Grant. But I know it's not. I know Khonshu's not the devil like they had in Spawn. So he's explaining he's the avatar of Khonshu, which means he is as well, sort of. And they protect the vulnerable. But Khonshu's still a bit of a knob, isn't he? He's not a nice fella, not a nice god. So obviously Stephen knows Khonshu's the Egyptian god of the moon, because he knows all about Egypt. And he's blaming it on his piece of steak he had in the last episode. Remember, he's supposed to be vegan. So he's saying he's having a panic attack. So they must, I don't know, Stephen must have been, you know, this double personality before Mark Spector made the deal, because he said the deal were contingent that Stephen Grant didn't interfere. So Stephen Grant must have existed before Mark Spector became Khonshu's avatar. You'd think, anyway. Anyway, all the lights are flashing. Is he going to lock it up and take the key or what? I don't know. He don't seem to. He just seems to bugger off and leave the key there. There's the lights going. Oh, look, it's there. Looks a bit like Lights Out. But different. And it was all disco lighting. That's my disco music. I'd be lost. I'd be totally lost. Look, he's panicking now. He's proper scared. Bless him. Bless his heart. Anyway, he does get out eventually. Oh. But not yet. Give it back, you fool. See, Khonshu's always, oh, that freeze frame. Somebody mentioned that somewhere, the freeze frame, and yes, it did. Anyway, there he goes, running out, and nearly gets run over. Just happens to be by Layla, who just happens to be passing at that precise moment. Unbelievable. But I suppose, you know, suspension of disbelief and all that, you know, coincidences happen. Yeah, of course they do. Luckily, she had a spare helmet for any passenger she might have. I never carried a spare helmet when I had my motorbike when I was young. Not that I had it for very long. I wasn't very good on my motorbike. I ended up selling it for £11. Cost me 120. Yeah, dear, never mind. Anyway, he's holding on to her. A bit like I used to hold on to people when I was on a pillion passenger. I never knew where to hold on to. Hold on to. Sorry, I keep reverting to my Yorkshire brogue. Anyway, it turns out they're married. Well, her and Mark Spector are married. I suppose she's Layla Spector, I suppose. I bet she ain't. I bet she's kept her name. Excuse me. Notice all the discussions taking place through the reflections. That's, does that mean anything, or am I reading too much into it? Am I giving them too much credit? Could be. It takes him back to his place. It turns out, he says it's his mum's place. There's Mark Spector's reflection looking at. She seems to notice it, if you ask me, because he's there away by the door. Look, and she's actually looked to be looking at that fish to me. I think, yeah, she's looking straight at Mark Spector's reflection. She knows. She knows, you know. She asks, is he living with someone else? And he says, no, I think this is where he says it's his mum's flat. But we never see his mum. Will we ever see his mum? Does his mum exist? Oh, apology if you heard that on my stomach gurgling. Alright, yeah. I've just had a bacon and egg sandwich. So I'm digesting. Anyway, they both find out that they've got the same favourite poet, some French woman from the 19th century. I'm not into poetry. Dirty limericks. That's more my bag. But she don't really. But I don't think she really believes that, Stephen is. She thinks it's Mark messing about, basically. This is showing his knowledge of, ancient Egyptian funerary rites. And she knows something about it as well. See, she don't believe him. She says she's not buying it, Mark. Thinks he's putting on a fake accent, because obviously Mark Spector's got an American accent. I think he's from Chicago in the comics as well. I don't know. That's me. Does Mark Spector wear glasses? You'd think he would, wouldn't you? It's a physical thing, isn't it? The need for spectacles. But I bet he don't. I bet there's a physical change between Stephen Grant and Mark Spector. You seem absolutely lovely. Mark, on the other hand, is a right twit, yeah? I do like him. I do like Oscar Isaac. He's a good actor. But it's dragging on this a bit, isn't it? It's very talky. It's very, very talky. Like I said, I think this was supposed to be a film, and they've stretched it out to a 6-part series. Disney Plus said they wanted content for their streaming service. So they've stretched it out as much as they can. There she realises he's got the scarab. The scarab that points to Amit's Ushabti. Whatever that is. Maybe it mentioned it earlier on, I can't remember. I'm not well, I'm ill. If I miss stuff, blame me illness. Anyway, she's frightfully cross. She's frightfully cross. She thinks Mark's betraying her. Probably it's not Stephen, but she don't believe it. He's pleading his case that he's Stephen Grant, he's not Mark Spector, and he thinks he's in danger. Basically, he's scared. You can see on his face he's scared. He doesn't know what's going on. But they get interrupted, I think, in a moment. There's a knock on the door. we go. And it's a couple. I went all right again then, didn't I? A couple. Oh God, I can't talk. A couple purported to be police officers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A couple purporting to be police officers. You know, from CID, the Criminal Investigation Department. You know, there'd be detectives in America. They'd be, hey, I'm Detective Smith, or whatever they call them. The CID over here. So, you know, basically burst the way in. I don't know if they are actually real police people. I think they are, but we find out a bit later that they are actually part of Arthur Harrow's cult, because they've got the scale tattoo on the wrists, on the inside of the wrists. Anyways, I can't actually remember what they've come for. What he thinks they've come because of what happened at the museum. This is a paperweight. Where'd you get it from? Paperweight shop. Yeah, I think they're actually looking for her. They're looking for Layla. They probably might have followed them there or something, and they know she's been there, but she's hiding up on the roof. Anyway, so they think he's Mark Spector. There's a fake passport, and the thief, I think, is they say he's stolen something. I don't know if it's the scarab. I can't remember. I'm not doing very good here, am I, at this review? I'm ill. So basically, they've got him in. I think they've got him in cuffs, haven't they? In the back of their car. So they look like. I think they are proper, actual police officers. Well, they're not. They're actors, but you know what I mean. I think they are police officers who are part of Arthur Harrow's cult. It's not everybody's part of his bloody cult, aren't they? Seem to be, anyway. Anyways, they're saying this Mark Spector murdered people, tied their hands and feet and shot him in the back of the head or something. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, so they're taking him down some dark alley. There we go. The scales on his wrist. Kids playing football. I think even the kids have got the tattoo. Yes, they have. Anyway, so you'll see Mark's trying to assert control, but Stephen won't let him. Stephen's saying he saw what he did to those people that were murdered. And then he's saying, it's not what you think, is Mark. See, I'm never giving you control again, ever. Never, 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 never. And then Arthur's voice comes over the car's radio. And then he's there, with his glass in his shoes. Oh yeah, they did cuff him, yeah. So they'll get him out of the cuffs and they take him inside to this nice communal place that they've got, and they give him some lentil soup. I still think he's not very charismatic, Ethan Hawke. Might just be me, I don't know, but yes, he's a good actor and stuff, but he just doesn't have gravitas for me. You know, like some actors, like Oscar Isaac, you can see in his eyes, you can see his thinking, and you can see his character in his eyes, but Ethan Hawke, he's kind of got dead eyes to me. There's nothing going on in his eyes. Apart from he's probably just trying to remember his lines. But that's just me. You know, I'm no actor. Who am I to speak about the acting? I'm just an old Yorkshire geek with a cold and a bit of a cough and a tickly throat. Anyway, Khonshu's kicking off, but Arthur says that's all he can do. Just make stuff move about. Because apparently Arthur Harrow was Khonshu's previous avatar before Mark Spector. He says before he moved into this part of London, it was, you know, crime riddled, and he's set up his cult, I suppose. And now, you know, it's safe, and everybody lives this idyllic, pardon me, lifestyle where everybody's cool, blimey, ain't it lovely down here. It seems people are coming from all over the world because they're all speaking different languages. Of course, they're speaking Mandarin, you know, because I think when this were made, China were the big thing in movies and entertainment, and now we're int for some reason. Int isn't. There's Khonshu watching. Is this some church or something? I don't actually know what this is, what he's in. Is it a church or just an old derelict factory that they've occupied and sorted out a bit? I don't know. It looks like almost as though it's archaeological in nature, doesn't it? Anyway, he's going to give him some soup. Not soup, yeah, lentil soup. Basically, it's just more talking again. A lot of talking. People are watching the film about flamingos by the looks. Gripping. But Raiders of the Lost Ark on or something, wouldn't they? Khonshu still throwing his temper tantrums like a 2-year-old, Arthur says. None of the gods respect him. That's why he's banished. Khonshu's up there, looks, says, I only punish those who have done harm. He's the real justice. Whereas obviously, there's Harrow says he's basically just repeating what he's said, even though he can't see him anymore. He knows what he was like because he says he was his former avatar. Before you, I was the fist of vengeance. So they took into the lentil soup. It's ace. Basically, say talking. I mean, we had this before in the first episode. They're just repeating what they said in the first episode. That Amit judges people, you know, their entire lives, past, present, and future. Stephen says that a bit dodgy. Judging people for what they haven't done. Then he wants the scarab. Now everybody's standing up around him. A bit like happened in the you know, that Alpine town he were in. They all stood around him. Not remembering what happened there, are you, Arthur? People ended up dead. As I said, we've learned all this before. It's just it's padding out, really. It's annoying. To me, Anyway, so he ain't got the scarab. He's saying he doesn't have it. Honestly, I don't have it. Maybe he knows who does. So obviously Layla's got it. I said, may I speak with Mark? Pardon me. And trust me when I tell you, Khonshu is a liar. There's always one last thing. You know, one last mission to go on, and then you can be free. Which is why, I think it's got like Spawn vibes. But I know it just reminded me of it, that's all. Yeah, but he's now on about, would he kill a child if he knew that child in 30 years were going to become a serial killer or whatever? I suppose if you know, and you know 100%, then, there could be a case for it, couldn't there? But it's all about, fate and all that, isn't it? Is the future set in stone? You're all into that, like killing children and that. Maybe that's just me, but I draw the line there at a child murder. Yeah, but it was just an example, wasn't it? We haven't actually seen them killing the children just yet. It's this Kane where Amit's gift to her first avatar. Oh, look, they're all backing off. Obviously something's going to go down. It's got some of Amit's power in it. That must be why it's glowing. Saying he wants to know where the scarab is. That's Steven Seagal background then. He looked a bit like him. And there's Layla. Here it is, I've got your... No, she doesn't talk like that, does she? I've got your scarab. She's here to save the day. So she's telling him to summon the suit. He thinks she says summon the soup. The suit! Summon the suit! Obviously, he doesn't know what she's talking about. So they leg it. They soon got away from them, didn't they? I suppose they're not professional henchmen, are they? They're just people. Let's go beating men up. I haven't got the energy to moan about it, it's not good, is that really? It's not very good CGI. Better than I could do, but we're talking about Marvel. Your name is Mark, there's a suit. I've seen you use it, you bring it out. She's trying to get him to become Mark. Tell him his name's Mark, but he's not having it. He's not having it, he's Stephen. Hey, leave me alone. Saying he can't. I can't do it. Come on, get on with it. Oh, and it's one of them jackally creatures. Oh, there's gone out the window. Obviously, she can't see it, so regular people can't see it, but they summoned the suit. This apparently is Mr. Knight, apparently. He did his superhero landing, but then fell over. So there we go. That is the Stephen Grant version of Moon Knight. Because he didn't know what sort of suit to summon. He didn't, didn't have any memory of being Moon Knight. Call him Psycho Colonel Sanders. He's got some fighting sticks, whatever they call them, I don't know. Oh. Was that the jackal that just landed on him? I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. That shows how strong he is when he's Moon Knight. Obviously he's getting beaten up. She can't see what's happening, what's beating him up. The jackal things are invisible to normal people, but they can still affect them. They are there, because she gets hit as well. It's just invisible. It's not, that's all. Because here we go. She smashes this and see some of the liquid on it. So it is there. It's just unseeable. She's feisty, isn't she? She is. She's also tough. I've been thrown around and smacked like that. I'd have been knocked out. So it still won't give control to Mark. So he's going to try and deal with it himself. Here it goes, a bit silly, isn't it? I'm fighting, but feel like a butterfly, sting like a bee. My name is Stephen with a V. There, nice punch. Obviously, these people out on the street can't see the jackal. You just see this strange man in white throwing himself around. I'm presuming they can see him as Mr. Knight, or they're just seeing Stephen Grant throwing himself around. I don't know. I think they can see him, can't they, as the Mr. Knight. Where did his mask go? Did he take it off? I didn't notice. Did he take it off? Maybe he did. Let Stephen, Mark sort it out now. So here we got Moon Knight. See how she were giving him the orders. Get it out of here. Excuse me. Here we go, a bit of parkour. People have said the CG, for the jackal thing's a bit rubbish, but I think it's okay, to be honest. It's not bad. that thing coming out of the ground, the purpley glowy thing, that didn't look very good, but I don't think this jackal creature looks particularly bad. And spiked. A good poster, that, wasn't it? That shot. A good wallpaper for your desktop. I wonder if that were out of the comics. Possibly. Don't know, I've not read them. Right, so we're Mark now. We're Mark Spector. We're not Stephen Grant. We see Stephen Grant in the reflection. He's lost the scarab. There we go. This tramp finds it. A hobo. He finds it, and then Arthur comes along. He takes it off him. Some have said that he did the Amit Justice thing there, but I think he just drained the life out of him. I think he was just being a baddie there. Pardon me. Just to show that he'll kill people, and I think that's just what he did. So this is Stephen saying this is what it's like being on the inside, being through the looking glass, so to speak. They haven't said it yet, but they will do at some point. He's saying it gets easier. The longer you do it, it gets easier, because Stephen was saying he can barely breathe. Barely move. Stephen says, "Can I have my body back?" He says, "No, he can't." But Mark won't let him take control again. He actually loses his temper here. Stephen's raging at Mark, saying he can't do anything because of Mark. Can't go on a date or do anything. And then Mark saying, "We wouldn't be alive if it weren't for Khonshu. And his servitude is the price that he pays." Here we go, so he's saying he abandoned his wife. Khonshu was threatening to take her as his avatar. So he's pushing all Mark's buttons, is Stephen. Mark loses his temper. There we go, tells him to shut up, so that's smashing the reflective surface. That's Khonshu. There we go. Dear. Oh, there he is up on the roof. "You swore he would not interfere," says F. Murray Abraham. He's calling Mark ungrateful, altering the terms of service. So nothing more than a corpse in his family. So basically revived him, didn't he? Saved his life. That's it. It's got Spawn vibes. It looks a bit cartoonish, that, doesn't it? That shot with the skull head. Could have made it a bit scarier looking. That looks quite jolly. Just the way the bones, the skull with his eyes, it makes him look kind of Disney-esque. There, I think he says there, yep. Khonshu says, confirms what Stephen said, that, you know, he's looking to Layla to be his next avatar. So now Mark realises that Stephen were telling the truth. So he says where they're going now, and then we cut to, obviously he's must have smashed his hotel room up at some point. He's been on a bit of a bender. Oh, that was Stephen in the reflection. This is Mark, has been obviously been on a bender, been boozing and stuff. And we find out that he's in Egypt. He tells us it's Egypt because he's got some binoculars on his desk and a map. And also the pyramids, because, you know, that's all Egypt is. Pyramids. Being there. Don't remember this building though. And there we go, that's it. That's it for this episode. It was okay, but as I said, it's a bit stretched out. The you know, some of the dialogues just goes on a bit bloated. But I'm still enjoying it. Still enjoying it. Could be better, could be worse, could be a lot worse. As I said, it's probably the best one since the best Marvel show since WandaVision, MCU show. Because there are better Marvel shows like Daredevil and all them, aren't there? They're better shows. But the best MCU show, or is this the MCU? I don't know. It's got to be, hasn't it? I bet we see somebody. I bet we see another superhero before the end from the MCU. But who will we see? I don't know. But there's got to be some crossover, hasn't there? So anyways, that's it. So yeah, again, I quite enjoyed it. What are we now? 2 episodes, only 6 episodes. So we've only 4 left to go. And we're in Egypt. So where are we going in Egypt? Don't know. Are we going to the pyramids, or are we going to go somewhere else? Somewhere out in the desert, the Valley of the Kings and all that. Or just somewhere made up. Hamanaptra. That's from the Mummy, isn't it? They're going to go there. If you heard a meow then in the background, Princess, my cat, I think she wants to go outside. Always when I'm busy, ain't she? She's alright. So anyway, so we'll leave it there. And hopefully next time I do another review. I know it's not much of a review because I haven't got the energy to rant and rave about stuff. But I did quite enjoy it, although it does go on a bit. Some of the dialogues, as I said, it's a bit drawn out. But the fight scenes are good and the action's, you know, okay. And I don't mind the CG for the most part. And it's Oscar Isaac that's holding all this together. So he's very, very, very good. So anyway, so we'll see what happens on episode 3 next week. So until then, I'll see thee. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe and share the videos and use the notification bell. And now I'm going to go back to being ill. Thank you. Bye bye.